Hello, my beautiful coloring friends. Julianne here of Julianne Annette Art, coming to you today with a face. I'm going to do the mid-year check-in, mid-year freak-out hashtag, which for me is going to be a little bit more of a let's get serious check-in, because I only just started my coloring journey at the beginning of 2024. So I might modify the questions a little bit, but Disney Megs Coloring just did the mid-year freakout hashtag, and prior to her, Pictured Purpose did her hashtag, like the same mid-year freakout hashtag, and I thought I would do it too because it's a little bit of a get to know me, get to know where I'm at. And why are you seeing my face, you might wonder? When I first started my channel, I always intended to show my face. I always wanted to have a channel where I show my face because I think when you're watching people and you see who's behind the camera, it's a little bit, you know, you can connect a little bit more to the person when you can see their face. And I didn't do that because I'd been wanting to start my channel for so long. Like, I had wanted to start an art channel for quite a long time, but I wasn't really sure what to do. I'm kind of a serial hobbyist slash chronic dabbler, which is what I thought I might call my channel. And so I couldn't quite figure out my niche until I discovered adult coloring, because yeah, so then I thought that could be my main focus with a side helping of art wherever I feel like it, of other types of art. But my point is that I always wanted to have my face on the camera to share with you and connect with you guys. But I am self-conscious about my rosacea. I wasn't ready to share it, I guess. And so I wanted to start my channel, and I thought if I wait until I'm comfortable being on camera, I'm never going to start it. So I just started and did it the way most coloring channels do, with showing my hands. And but I'm inspired by A Pictured Purpose. I think that's her channel name. All of a sudden it's like, you know, that thing where you think a word sounds wrong. I'm inspired by her to show you my face. And since she brought this hashtag to my awareness, I thought it was a good time to try filming this way. And you guys can let me know in the comments, would you rather just me film the desk and my hands, or do you like having the interaction of seeing the face behind the hands? Let me know in the comments what you think. But back to the purpose of the video is to do a mid-year check-in, which, like I said, for me is a bit of a beginning check-in because I'm only really getting going. So I prepared a little bit, but we'll see how well I prepared. So before I start the questions, I did a little count of my coloring books. And so I have 41 physical coloring books and 36 PDF coloring books for a total of 77. Excuse me. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at, is 77 coloring books total. Which, considering that I only started ordering my first ones in January, they didn't arrive until February. I didn't color my first page until February, and I think February, March, and April, I colored either 1 or 2 pages per month. And then in May is when I really got serious about it. So, I mean, I think I stacked up my total books pretty quickly. But so on with the questions for the mid-year freakout hashtag. Question number 1 is, I'm looking at the wrong book. Sorry, question number 1 is, how many pages have you colored in 2024? Now, this one and number 2 are both how many pages have you colored, but I am going with how many pages have you completed, because that's how my brain read it. And because I don't really want to count WIPs. So in 2024, I have completed 18 pages, which is basically in my entire adult coloring journey. I have completed 18 pages. And then question number 2 is, how many books have you colored in, or for me, completed a page in 2024? And that is 14. Now, I'm pretty sure that my math is off with something, and I've double counted them, so I don't know where my mistake is. But if I've colored in 14 books and colored 18 pages, I know 2 books have 2 pages each. So that accounts for 16 of them. And as far as I can tell, I only have 1 freebie PDF that I've colored. So there is a page that I have colored that I haven't quite accounted for. I'll go through them again, but if my math is off, I'm only off by 1, so I'm not too concerned about it. And yeah, I think for those counting, if I have colored in 14 pages out of my 77 books, my total colored in, or my total colored in is 18%. So we'll try to get that number higher, or it would be 82% uncolored, and we'll try to get that number lower. And then question number 3 is my favorite completed pages for 2024. Again, I've only been coloring in 2024, so it's just the favorite completed pages that I've done. And so my first one, I'm hoping that I get this in frame because I'm filming with my face. So I'm just going to show you guys like this because I only have my phone. I don't have any actual camera equipment. Maybe one day when I'm a big grown-up channel, I can afford some camera equipment, but for now I'm just using my phone. So page number 1 is out of Mythographic Frozen Fantasies by Fabiana Attanasio. And this wasn't the very first page that I colored, but it was the first page that I colored in an actual coloring book. Because until I was comfortable, I started off on PDF pages because I thought if I mess it up or don't like it, then I can at least reprint it. So after I had done a couple pages on PDFs, I was comfortable starting in a book. So this was my first page done in a coloring book. And it is entirely done with Artix pencils and just a little bit of white Posca. But I did actually use the white gel pen to cover up the hidden objects before I started. I really love how it turned out. I absolutely adore the background and the clouds and the colors that I used. So yeah, I really love it. And so that's one. I have a couple more favorites that I'm going to show you. This one is from Mariola Budek's My Little Mermaid coloring book. I have the PDF, and I did this one for Mermaid, and I, again, absolutely adore it. I love the colors that I use. I love the way that I've shaded her tail and the blend on the tail, the pink and teal together. I love it. This is like totally my color vibe. And then one more favorite page is from Joanna Basford's Lost Oceans. You would have seen this in my last month's pages, but my Flounder and Sebastian, I love it. I really do. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into it, quite literally for the sweat and tears anyway. And I'm really thrilled with how it turned out. So that's, yeah, that's going to be a favorite for sure. And The next question, number 4, is my least favorite completed pages. There aren't any pages that I actually don't like. I'm happy with everything that I've colored, but if I had to choose the ones that I like the least, this one here is from Molly Harrison. Molly Harrison's Big Book of Fairies, 100 pages, Grayscale Volume 1, something like that. I do not hate this. I actually really like it. This is my very first page that I colored, and my only thing that I would change is that I did her entirely in Artix pencils, and then I did the background with my Arteza watercolor pencils, and I did this yellow halo around her. And I had no idea it was going to be so bright. When I was coloring it with the Arteza watercolor pencils, I couldn't see it very well, so I thought it wasn't going to be so bright, but it's very pigmented. So it was a lot of yellow, and then I had to go in over it more and more with more pink and stuff to try to tone it down, which I did tone it down before it was even more yellow. So I do think that the yellow adds a bit more dimension to it, and it makes her stand out from the background. So again, I'm not really complaining, but I wouldn't have quite done it like that. I wouldn't have chosen for the yellow to look quite like that anyway. So that's one. And then another one that's my, I would call a least favorite is this one from Hannah Lynn, Whimsy Girls from the Archives. And it is this kind of pirate / mermaid lady. Story to my plant. There's nothing wrong with her. I like her hair. I love her eyes. I think I did great on the eyes. I like her lips. Little shell bras, kind of whatever. It's her skin. I just feel like the skin is really flat, and I did a small amount of shading, but I think not enough. And yeah, I find for such a big page, for such a big portrait, it's pretty flat. So it's just a little lackluster for me, I think. But again, I don't hate it. I don't really dislike any of them. They're just, if I'm answering the question of what's my least favorite, that's what I would choose. I'm just gonna get myself ready for the next question. Okay, so number 5 is, what is your most colored in book of 2024? And because I only just started, most books only have 1 page colored, but I do have 2 books with 2 pages done. So the first one is the Molly Harrison Big Book of Fairy Grayscale Volume 1. I have to look up. If I'm saying it wrong, I will put it down what it's actually called. So I've colored 2 pages from that. The first one being this one, the first page that I colored. And the other one is this. This might be a Big Book of Fantasy because there's mermaids, so it's not just fairy. Anyway, this one is also from that book. And I did this for Mermay. And if you watched my May completed pages video, I wasn't super happy with, well, it was really the background I wasn't super happy with, but when I was just going through all my pages to prepare for this video, and I came across it again, I was actually really happy with how it looked, and I thought, my goodness, she is beautiful. I absolutely love like the tail, and yeah, like the overall look of it. I think she's quite striking, and so I am happy with her. So that is one book that I have 2 pages colored in. And the other book that I have 2 pages colored in is Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, Joanna Basford. This being a project book with the beautiful Emily of eArt Studios. And so I have colored 2 pages, the nameplate page and the introduction page, and they're kind of easy. a little bit small, but still 2 pages, so it counts. So that's the 2 books that I have colored the most pages in. Question number 6. What is your most anticipated release for the second half of 2024? There's quite a few. There's a few mythographics coming out in 2024. Now, I will say the mythographics that I'm most excited for are actually coming out in early 2025, which would be Joseph Kattenbang's Dragon one and Fabiana Attanasio's like Magical Forest or something like that. Those are the mythographics I'm most excited about, but they're 2025. So for this question, I think the mythographic Rainbow Realms, it's called, and I want to say it is by Weronika Kulinska. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. I'm going to try to insert a picture of the cover if I can find them to show you the books. So that one I'm pretty excited about. The Disney Thomas Kinkade Celebrations, I think it's called, that has the Alice in Wonderland on the cover. That one I am quite excited about. It has inside, in the few images that are shown on Amazon, there's a picture of Mickey and Minnie in this European looking city, and it looks so cute. So that one is definitely high on the list of anticipation. And then the other one is, I'm gonna have to look at the name here. It is called, Bramley Hedge Festive Coloring Book by Jill Barklam. I'll put the picture. I wrote really messy here, so if her name is not Jill Barklam, I will put what it is. I think she is a children's book author, and she has these illustrated children's books. And so this Bramley Hedge Festive Coloring Book is a Christmas coloring book with the characters from her children's books. But the style is very reminiscent of those, those Japanese books, there's that Squirrels of Antique Town and Wild Mouse Yuri's sketchbook, and there's like the bunny one. It has that kind of vibe of those little animals in the little town, and so it just looks so charming and so adorable. And it's I'm pretty sure it's going to be on Amazon paper because it's quite reasonably priced, so I don't imagine that it's going to be on quality paper, but I don't care. So that one is definitely high on my list. I think that's November it's expected. Yeah, so I think those are the ones that are like the biggest standouts. Oh, and Joanna Basford's new one, Wonder something, Magical Worlds. That looks beautiful. I have Joanna Basford's Lost Ocean and Rooms of Wonder and Small Victories, and then I have like the 30 Days of Creativity and How to Draw an Inky Wonderland. So I don't really consider them like proper coloring books, those two. The one that I would love to have of hers is Worlds of Wonder, but I can't pay full price for books, so really I get them when I see them on a discount site or something. This Magical Worlds I think looks like a lot of fun too. I'm not so interested in some of her earlier books that are just mostly floral stuff, because I like coloring flowers, but I do get kind of tired of coloring only flowers. Okay, so question number 7 is, have you tried any new new coloring techniques this year. And even though I'm new to adult coloring, I'm not new to coloring, and I'm not new to art. So most of the supplies I am familiar with. But one thing that I did try is the soft pastels. I think they're kind of chalky, where you scrape them with a knife and then blend it in with a little cotton pad. So I've done that a few times, and I really like the result of it. So I definitely want to play with that more. The other thing that I would like to do is I have oil pastels, and I haven't quite used them. I did a little practice sheet of trying to blend them a little bit, but I'd like to try putting them in a coloring book and playing with that. And yeah, I think there was something else. Oh, I just bought gesso, so I really want to try that too. But I want to put gesso in an Amazon coloring book and then play with watercolor with it. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so question number 8. Is there any coloring book that you regret purchasing in 2024? You bet there is. I spent about a month in April at my mom's, and I ordered a whole bunch of stuff because I live in this tiny town and mail takes forever to get here. It's not a town, it's an unincorporated. So mail takes quite a while to get here. So when I was at my mom's, she's in a big city, and we could get Amazon delivery even the same day for some things. I was having a little bit of fun with that. But one of the things that I ordered was this American West coloring book. It is by Chartwell Books. And what I did not realize, because I just didn't know, you know, you don't know until you know, right? It's by, it's all Shutterstock images, and that doesn't interest me. I want hand-drawn images. I like the idea of when you're coloring, you are connecting with the person who drew those images. That's what's cool. That's what appeals to me. I don't, you know, like, I don't want to color AI, and I don't want to color Shutterstock images. So I thought it was only like $4 Canadian even. So I thought I would just keep it and try practicing alcohol marker with it. And then I did, and I have the Touch alcohol markers, which aren't great, but you know, they're not bad, and I've used them on other things. But in this, it went so blotchy. I think my blend on his skin is okay, but it really went blotchy. I think this succulent aloe, whatever, agave plant, I think the blending on that is okay, but it's still quite rough. It started to really hurt the paper. And so, you know, if I can't even play with that with the book, I don't really see any point in keeping it. So I definitely want to destash this one. An honorable mention of slight regret is this Zen Garden by Trina Dalziel. And I love Japan. I haven't been to Japan, but I love all things Japan. I love like Japanese art styles and manga and anime and food, and I just really dig a lot of Japanese culture. And so I thought this has some really cool pages in it, but it also has some questionable pages. It was when I first started, when I first ordered my initial supplies in January, I like this book. This page does not appeal at all. I started off with 6 books. Like, yeah, most of these pages don't appeal to me. There's like 2 or 3 that really interest me. Like this page. I really like this page. I would color this page. Where is that? This one here. I really like this page. I would color that page. And I think those 2 might be the extent of it. Like, a lot of it is very Zen doodly. I like this page too, even though it is a little bit Zendoodly, but I think it's okay. But overall, if I was, you know, making the choice now, I definitely wouldn't order it. I don't think 2 or 3 pages worth of colorable images is worth owning a book for. So yeah, those would be my regrets. Question number 9 is, what coloring books do you want to finish by the end of this year? So for me, it won't be finish because I've only just started. I don't have more than 2 pages done in any books, right? But I do think there are some books that I would like to see making good progress on. And by good progress, I'd say like 1 page a month for the rest of the year is great progress for me. So I'll show you, there's a few of them. Eerie, World Literature. I have a Jordy from Jordy Colors and Kate from Kate's Coloring Haven have, they started this as a group or as a project book. And as soon as I got this book, I knew I wanted to do it as a project book. And since they had just started, I asked them if I could join them, and they graciously allowed me to. So we're working on this as a project book. I've only just started 1 page. So there's, I think, about 4 pages that they've done ahead of me. 2 pages plus a double page spread. So I'd like to catch up on that and then, you know, get through the 1 a month. So I'd like to see a good progress in this one before the end of the year. Also in Ivy and the Yankee Butterfly, because as mentioned, it's a project book with Emily from eArt Studios. And because the double page spreads in this are kind of busy, like this one's not so bad, but I think the next one is quite, no, maybe not. Some of them are quite busy. So we're gonna see like maybe some easier ones we'll take 1 month for. The busier ones, like this next one, we're gonna take 2 months for. So how many pages actually get done by the end of the year, I don't know, but I'd still like to see some progress in it. And I have 1 more project book, which is Alien Worlds, Kirby Rosanis. Candace from Happy Catastrophe started the Alien Worlds data report group on Instagram. And so it's a group of lovely, like-minded, nerdy, spacey people, and we all have explorer names and ship names, and we're all working our way through this at our own pace. There's no deadlines, there's no pressure, which I really appreciate. So all I've colored so far is the title page, but I would like to try to get a page or double page spread done per month, give or take. So it's another book that I'd like to see some progress in. And then 2 more that aren't project books, but I think I can make a good dent in, is Hannah Lynn Fierce and Fantasy Faces line art and grayscale. I only have 1 page that I colored in it so far, just this one. But because the images are quite small, and I think when you can base with alcohol marker, it makes everything easier anyway. So I think I can make some good progress in this one before the end of the year. I could see myself coloring like 1 to 2 pages a month. I could see getting 2 pages a month done in that book. And then the other one that I'd really love to make some progress in is Morgan O'Brien's Annie Day, because I adore this book. And then Amanda Colors has the AC Annie Day hashtag, and where she chooses a page every month. So I am working on the page for this month. I wouldn't mind trying to do the ones that she already, I think there's like 2 pages that they colored before I got the book. So I'd like to continue on coloring the pages along with that hashtag. So I think I'd like to see some progress done in this one. Other than that, I don't really want to give myself, I don't want to give myself too many expectations because it takes the fun out of it for me. So I do want to just kind of be able to color what I feel like in the months as well. So question number 10 is, what uncolored books do you want to color in by the end of this year? Again, I just want to follow kind of my mood, but I definitely want to color in Joanna Basford's Small Victories. And I have 4 Lulu Mayos. I have A Million Mermaids, which I did color in, but I also have A Million Monsters, A Million Sea Creatures, and A Million Kawaii Cuties, also known as A Million Sweet Things. So I definitely like to get something colored in those. And, Kirby Rosanna's Mythic World I just got earlier in June, late in June. I was going to say earlier this month, but it wasn't this month. So I'd really love to get a page done in that. And that's the only ones that are like real standouts. I'd love to get a page colored in all my books, but I'm not going to put pressure on myself for that either. There's no chance that I'm going to end the year with the same number of books that I have now. So as I get more books, I want to still color in the new books that I'm getting as well as my older books that I have. So we'll just see where it goes. Like I said, I don't like tying myself down. Question number 11. What coloring book is at the top of your wish list? I would say number 1 is Daydreams by Hannah Carlson. And a close second is Wildflower Folk by Christine Caron. For Hannah Carlson, my actual favorite book of hers is Magical Dawn, but I don't want to get that book as my first one. I want to get Daydreams because I want to get a feel for her and do some coloring in her book, in a book that I like, but isn't my favorite, so that I'm more experienced by the time I get the favorite one. Which is also another one on my wish list is Kanoko Egusa, and I think it's Kingdom of Curious Creatures is my favorite one by her, but again, I wouldn't be ready to start it yet. So Symphony of Cute Animals is the one that's high on my wish list. And then the other thing that's like right at the top of my wish list is everything else Eerie. I only have Eerie's World Literature, and I really, really would like all of the romantic country books. And then there's also there's a fairy tale one. I think there's 2 that are kind of fairy tale, and then one is like through time, A Journey Through Time or something like that. So all of those I would love to get. Yeah, I think that's the tops of my wish list. And question number 13, what pencils have you used most this year? I only own Arctics and Color. I have the Color 180 set and the Arctics 126. I like the Arctics better. I probably use them slightly more, but it depends. I think I have like a scarcity mindset that I have a hard time getting past. So I think when I'm coloring in like the cheaper books or things like Amazon books, I tend to go for the Color pencils because they're easier to replace, they're cheaper to replace. And then when I'm coloring in nicer things, then I use my Arctics. So I don't know, they're probably pretty evenly used. Question number 14, favorite adult coloring channels. I cannot choose, I love everybody, but I will say that Colorfully Optimistic is the first channel that I watched and realized that adult coloring is a thing. So she definitely gets a standout mention. And then when I did first start getting into it, Shell's Coloring Journey and Color with Claire, I've done a lot of binge watching of their videos. So yeah, they're kind of standouts just for getting me into adult coloring, but I can't choose favorites. But I also will say that everybody in the Alien Worlds Data Report group is, if they have a channel, they're my favorites too, because they're people that I actually get to interact with and connect with on a daily basis, kind of. So that's kind of fun. Question number 15 is Adult Coloring Goals 2024. And I would say that one goal is to color in more of my books, have a less untouched books. So like I said, my percentage of untouched books right now is 82%. Definitely I'd like to get that number lower. Even as I increase my total number of books, I'd still like that number lower. I don't want to give myself a target. Like I would like to say 50%, but I don't know what the year's going to bring for new books. So we'll just see where it goes, just lower than 82%. And then another one is kind of coloring, but really channel related, is I'd like to explore different types of videos, like maybe doing a color along or doing tutorials, or like how I did this thing. It just, yeah, exploring different things to do and getting more comfortable with filming and being on the camera. So let me know in the comments if there's anything that you would like to see me do. And also let me know in the comments what you think of me sharing my face. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me in the comments, would you like to see more videos where I share my face, or would you like to just see videos where I'm hands and books on a desk, or do you think I should do a combination of them both? Tell me what you'd like to see from me. And I don't think I'm gonna tag anybody for this hashtag because I don't know if I get enough viewership. But maybe I will. Maybe I will tag Emily of eArt Studios, and I am going to tag Rachel of Rachel Colors and Crafts, I think it is called. I will tag them down below. They are both, I think they've had their channels slightly longer than me, but they're both still relatively new to YouTube. And I think it's fun to get us newbies to share as well, right? That's how we all get to know each other. So yeah, anybody else who watches this and wants to do the video, I'd love to see it. Please tag me, and also tag A Pictured Purpose, because she was the one that started this. I think apparently Sassy Coloring did it originally years ago, but this was before my time, and she hasn't done anything on her channel in about a year. It seems like the proper thing to maybe tag her too, but I don't know what she's doing. I hope she's okay though. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing your time with me. And have a wonderful day and be kind to yourself. Bye-bye.